like I said before, jQuery is simply a JavaScript animation code used to perform any type or form of animation on a website. So what we've done the other day, we tried to arrange, let's open this index now from the previous class. We tried to arrange all of this, and also we've added a media query on this navbar, which we did already. You can see on the mobile, the background is navy. On the desktop, it is what? It is crimson. So that's the way it is. So what we want to do now is to make sure that on the mobile, once they click on this icon, it should wrap up. Click again, it should wrap down. That's the essence of what? Of jQuery, or the use of jQuery. So what I will do now is to open this folder that I have already on the Sublime text. So Sublime, let's open that folder already on the Sublime text and start working on everything. So we'll start, take this one off, file, open folder. Alright, so web project, that's the folder we have, then select folder. Alright, so now open the index page. That's the index page, and we'll open this CSS and the mobile. Alright, so that's for that one. Now what we need to do now is to make sure we have downloaded our jQuery and put it inside the JS folder. That's the idea. So I already have one. I've already downloaded jQuery already inside my system. So what I'll do now is to right click here, open folder, then I'll go to my where I have it on my location. I think I have it on my setup, if I'm not mistaken, on the setup. Then I'll have it here. Where is that jQuery guy? Yeah, that's it. So I'll copy it. Then I'll go to normally jQuery is a normal file. Just search on Google and for jQuery, you see it there. So what I will do now is to go back. That's it. JS folder, web project JS folder. Then I'll paste it right here. Okay, so that's it. So now we need to connect to our jQuery very quickly. So very quickly now, go back to, you can see we have it there already, jQuery.js. It's always a JavaScript format or a JavaScript file. So go back to our index page now, and anywhere we like, we can bring in the script tag to connect to the jQuery. So script tag, very quickly, let me take off this one. Script tag. Alright, so src js folder slash jquery.js. So close the script tag. That's the way it is. Now let's see what is inside the jQuery. Open it up and pictures on the jQuery. Now let's see what is inside the jQuery. Now everything you have inside the jQuery is a function and also variable. You can see var, that's a variable in JavaScript, and we have the return function, which is the return function, stuff like that. Now what I want to use in this jQuery is simply what I call toggle class. So I'll press Ctrl F to find. Now find me toggle class. Now this toggle class is responsible for stretching and compressing. It can stretch and compress. That's the function of that toggle class. So what we'll do now is to go back to the index page. You can close this one. You can close it. Just close it for now. Close the jQuery here. Now you can go to your browser now, on the browser section. Now what we need to do is to give this navbar a mobile and a desktop height at the same time. So what I will do now is to go back to my CSS. Then I'll give this navbar a height. Remember, there's no height here. It is the height of the children that the navbar is assuming. Okay, so now I'll give it a height that is very, very responsive, that works for both mobile and desktop. A height of 15 view h, that's view height. I will say back to the browser, refresh the browser. That's it. It will not change. But look at it on the desktop. Can you see it now? Now it looks as if the children are outside. We can work on that. It's called overflow hidden. So now let's hide these other items right inside the nav. So right here I will now say overflow. For any item going out, hide them. That's called overflow hidden. So I'll say go back, refresh. It is inside. So it is until when this navbar expands with our jQuery that we can see those content of the home, about, and the services. Alright, that is for that one. Now the next one to do now is for us to try to let's try to arrange other things. Okay, now since we've connected to our jQuery already right inside this area, that's the connection. Now we need to create, if you want to work with jQuery, you need to create your own personal JavaScript. So I'll create a new JavaScript file. So right inside this folder, right click new file. I'll call it scripts.js, and I'll save very quickly. Ctrl S to save, and I'll try to save it. That's nice. Now let's connect to this our newly formed JavaScript. So right here, I'll just copy this on to save my time. Copy it, paste it again, then change the file name to script.js. If you are working with jQuery, make sure that the jQuery connection stays above your own personal JavaScript. If not, the jQuery will not work. So Ctrl S to save. Now we need to write our code very quickly. Now the idea is this: once we click on this toggle bar, let the nav expand. That means increase in height, and also what? Once we click again, what? Decrease in height. So what we'll do is to go back to the script.js, which we have connected now, and try to tell jQuery that there is a JavaScript file and there is an HTML file that want to communicate together. So we now say $, that's what we use, $, document, very quickly, document.ready. That is, I'm saying that jQuery, there is a JavaScript, there is an HTML file that is ready to communicate with you. That's the idea. So you say $document.ready, and the $sign here is used to create variables in jQuery. So right here, right inside the ready is where we have all our codes. Press enter, stuff like that, and save. Ctrl S to save. Now the next thing to do is to create a function that has no name. Because why? We don't want our new function to suppress all the functions in the jQuery. So we'll say function very quickly. Function that has no name, just like this, curly brackets, that's the way it is. Then we'll now create variables that will represent the nav and the toggle bar. I repeat, we will now create variables in the JavaScript file that will represent the nav and the toggle bar. So right here, we will now say $. Remember, that's the $sign to create a variable in jQuery. $navbar equals $sign again, a bracket, then the nav of the HTML. That's the way it is. The next one now, $sign again. Let's call it icon equals $sign, then the class of the toggle. Remember, class toggle from the CSS. Let me show you again. Look at it now. That icon. You can see class toggle. That's why I kept the $sign there. That's the way it is. Alright, semicolon. Okay, now remember, this is the catch. Everything will happen when we click on the icon, which is what the class toggle. Alright, so we'll now say there is a function inside the jQuery that is used for event. That means when something is clicked. Then you now say, since this variable icon is representing the toggle, that's the bar, you will now say class icon as variable icon dot click. Dot click is a function. Dot click. Then you now create another function inside that has no name. So function that has no name, curly brackets. Then right inside the function, we will now bring in the navbar. So we now say navbar, variable navbar dot toggle class. Toggle class is used to increase the height and to decrease the height of something. Alright, so right here we cannot just give it a height. We need to go back to our CSS and create a new class that does not exist in the HTML. So now say class elastic. Please, it can be any name. I like elastic so much. That's the word I use most often times. Elastic, and a new height of let's try 50 VH. Save. So it is this class elastic that will increase the height of the nav. Remember, the nav is on what? 15 VH. So I will call the class elastic to increase the height of what? 50 VH. So I'll save, back to my script.js, then right here I'll put elastic because it's already what? A toggle class. So I'll just put elastic just like that, and once I save, that's all. You can put a semicolon if you like. Everything is okay now, no problem. So save, then back to your browser. Did I save on the okay, let's save here, Ctrl to save here, and back to the browser. Okay, then refresh the browser again, then click right here. You can see is what you can see is working. It has increased to 50 VH and decreased to what 15 VH. Now let's increase it to 55. So go back to the elastic, 55, save, go back again, refresh, click again. You can see now it's better now. But I need it to be slow, it's too fast. So go back to the CSS and give it an animation. So transition of the CSS. Transition is 1 second, or that means after 1 second, let the animation of the jQuery work. So I'll save now. Watch now. I'll save. Go back and refresh again. So watch it now. So that's the idea. So this is jQuery animation on a toggle bar.